We got Jimmy Harrow. This couldn't have gone any worse.
Some guys just want to be the villain. Bill Laimbeer made
the micros. I'm about to have a kind like that.
career out of being the villain. Kevin Garnett and Rasheed Wallace spent their entire careers terrorizing the NBA.
Were they rivals? Kevin Garnett and Rasheed Wallace are rivals?
Sole mission was to pester the other team into submission. Latrell Sprewell choked out his own coach. For better or for worse, the NBA needs a villain. Someone we can all rally together.
Oh, coach, you just want to take that?
And right now, that villain is Dillon Brooks. Or at least, that's what he thinks. Because this season alone, Dillon Brooks has managed to become public enemy number one by getting into fights with Donovan Mitchell, Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook, Anthony Edwards, Pascal Siakam, Klay Thompson, Stephen Curry, Chris Middleton, Draymond Green, James Harden, 7'2", 300-pound Joel Embiid, half the Spurs roster, and Shannon freaking Sharp. It's almost as if Dillon Brooks woke up one day and made a list of the greatest
I woke up today, yeah, I'm just gonna be a pest to everyone.
Players.
That's gonna solidify my spot in the NBA. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We're winning the championship. Yes, sir. That's how it should have went, right? That's how it should have went.
All of them. This
but the Lakers cheated.
Some sort of NBA record. A speed run on how to be unanimously despised by everyone. But of all the players Brooks decided to go after this season, of all the great players he provoked and pissed off on his way to 6 points and 3 rebounds on 38% shooting, I think Dillon Brooks missed the memo on LeBron James. Because this ain't the...
This man don't have 6 points and 3 rebounds and he's a starter?
Poke. See, in the NBA, there is a fragile balance between how good a player is and the acceptable amount of annoyance they are granted. Shout out to from ESPN for this concept because it explains this duality perfectly. Now, the better a player is, the more annoying he's allowed to be. For example, Joel Embiid is fairly annoying, but he's really good, so he's way above the threshold. Giannis isn't really annoying at all, and he's the best player in the league, so he's about as far above the threshold as you can get. Right next to Nikola
Where's Dillon Brooks?
And most elite players around the league fall somewhere in this region. Guys like LeBron, Steph, Lillard, Tatum, Butler, really good and just annoying enough to make it fun. But this is a delicate thing to maintain. Because when you're good enough, you can be about as annoying as you want to be, until you're not good enough and become unanimously insufferable. Ben Simmons is the poster child for this phenomenon, but Draymond Green and Chris Paul have also fallen victim to this as well.
Ben Simmons is annoying
and slowly declining in ability as the years
Yo, is this Tristan Thompson right here? I know that ain't Tristan Thompson, bro.
Go along. Now, some players have actually had an opposite trajectory. Not that good and extremely annoying early on in their career, but as their game improved, their antics have decreased. The redemption arc. You love to see it. But some players have taken it upon themselves to be as annoying as humanly possible while refusing to hold up their end of the bargain. Instigators who have absolutely no reason to be the way they are. Players like Pat Bev, Marcus Morris, Tristan Thompson, and even going back in time, there's been some absolute villains throughout NBA history.
Bill Laimbeer, he wasn't good.
Somehow.
No, he was good. He's in the Hall of Fame.
Worse than all of them. Never before have I seen a player who is as unanimously disliked as Dillon Brooks is. And of all the things the game has to offer, of all the ways he can make a difference and contribute to his team, poking the bear is his specialty. Even worse, he's not very good at that either. Because
it's his specialty.
The worst villains understand that there are some players you really don't want to piss off. They aren't fazed by your trash talk, but they will ruin you for trying it. These players are on the do not trash talk list.
Tim Duncan, number 1.
Club, and once a player joins it,
Michael Jordan, number 2.
A silent agreement to never slight, jab, or trash talk that player. Now, any player can break this agreement if they so choose, but not without severe consequence. Larry Bird would often get challengers brave enough to trash talk him, and the result was always the same: humiliation and regret.
He just broke this man's ankles. Dang! He broke his man's ankle on 380p.
Was always the same: humiliation and regret. Michael Jordan established his position on the do not trash talk list early on in his career, but that didn't stop the occasional lunatic from stepping out of line and testing him. Unfortunately for them, Michael had an unhealthy relationship with squashing marginal NBA talent into irrelevance. The result of this was always a career night for Jordan and a downward spiral of shame for the opposition.
And talk trash to Doc Rivers.
MJ's successor on this list, and right when the league thought that no one was exempt from some competitive banter, Kobe picked up right where Jordan left off and never missed the opportunity to make another man regret his decision to pick up a basketball. How quickly can I make a man want to quit his profession? Well, let's find out. If you trash talk the players on this list, they won't just give it right back to you. They become
Kobe in the white.
Driven to make sure that you become acutely aware of the fact that you are inferior. It's psychotic, really. And among active players, LeBron is the natural successor to Kobe in this regard. Time and time again, over the course of LeBron's career, players have attempted to trash talk him, to get the best of him. And time again, LeBron is given no choice but to remind them exactly why that's the worst decision they've ever made on a basketball court. But unlike his predecessors, there's one thing missing about LeBron and his
remember him? Y'all remember him?
But unlike his
y'all born in the 2010s, 2020, I don't know who he is. Remember Corey Brewer? Solid player.
Predecessors, there's one thing missing about
James
LeBron
Jones.
and his presence on the court. Fear. It's been said by countless players across generations that opposing players feared the likes of Bird and Mike and Kobe, but despite being the most daunting force of his generation, LeBron James isn't necessarily feared. At least that's what some players say. This idea that as great as LeBron is, he isn't
no one's afraid of him.
That those players were. Which is weird.
Shaq said that. Gilbert Arenas said that.
And I vividly remember
Gilbert Arenas played for the Magic.
And this, and every other player who stepped out of line getting walked like a dog by LeBron James. Now, most players across the league know that this line of thinking, that LeBron isn't feared, is absolute horseshit. Dillon Brooks is not one of those players. And so, in an attempt to find some sort of value to his team,
he made the shot over LeBron. What you mean? Jimmy talking about bounty towels? I ain't gonna use those.
The quicker picker-upper.
Jimmy, how you supposed about Taco Bell? I know you eat Taco Bell.
Dillon Brooks begins his campaign to annoy the hell out of LeBron, disrespecting him in the middle of games, calling him out in interviews, saying he's old, he's washed up. LeBron hadn't earned Dillon's respect yet. Despite Brooks' 5-14 career record against LeBron and the atrocious gap in head-to-head performances, Dillon Brooks was incessant, determined. It got so bad that even Skip Bayless, the LeBron hater, wanted LeBron to shut the kid up.
I seethe over this to the point that I want LeBron to destroy this man. Because
and for you to say that, that's saying something.
It's so out of bounds what he did. It's so uncalled for. It's so beneath the dignity of one LeBron Ramon James that he can destroy this kid if he so chose to do.
And then to top off all the antics,
yo, you got Skip Bayless switching sides now, Brooks. Dang!
The final nail into the coffin when he said this about LeBron and the Lakers leading into the playoffs.
But I wouldn't mind playing LeBron in a 7-game series. The legacy's there. First time back in the playoffs, knock him out right away in the first round.
And that was it. Unbeknownst to him, Dillon Brooks
Grizzlies in 8, by the way.
ended the Grizzlies season. The playoffs hadn't even began, and yet the outcome was already determined. The kid flew too close to the sun, and his fate was sealed.
That guy, LeBron James, set the tone and tenor of this game early. 8 quick points on his way to 25, 9 rebounds, and 5 D's.
Okay, so the Lakers get out to a 2-1 lead in the series. That's not the end of the world. You can still come back from that.
The Los Angeles Lakers have the Grizzlies on the brink of elimination. Dillon Brooks picks up James. He wanted James. He gets him. James drives. James is fouled and one. LeBron.
How'd you yelling? Get on that little kids, bro.
All right. A historic night for LeBron. Not a good look for old Brooks. He should probably turn it up if he wants to salvage this series.
With the board and put back. He is dominating in the James popped the clutch. Got it to fall. LeBron activated. Slocked up by James. Oh! He rose up. It's not quite winter for LeBron James. The Los Angeles Lakers will advance by virtue of a 125-85 win.
You know, I poke bears. I don't respect no one until they come and give me 40. I pride myself on, you know, what I do is defense and taking on any challenge that's on the board.
Of all the outcomes and ways this entire saga could have ended, Brooks found himself right in the middle of the worst one. Get outplayed every single game?
He did?
Check. Have a historic night dropped right on your head? Check. Get ejected from a game at the hands of the guy you were trash talking? Check. Get sent home in the first round as the 2 seed by the old guy you went out of your way to disrespect.
You told him, oh,
Check.
dang,
Must we
Brooks.
not forget, this is what Brooks wanted, and it's what he got. But you want to know what's worse than an obscure NBA player trying to be the villain? An obscure NBA player trying to be the villain, but after seeing the mess he's made, decides halfway through a playoff series that he doesn't want to be the villain anymore. Because after getting ejected from Game 3, Dillon Brooks had the audacity to say that we, the fans, are making him out to be the villain.
Media making me a villain, the fans making me a villain, and then that just creates a whole different persona on me. So now you think I intended to hit LeBron James in the nuts.
That's right. It's our fault. It couldn't be the season-long pest crusade he went on or the direct trash talk he was doing all season. It's just merely our perception on it. But wait, there's more. Because after LeBron went for a historic 20-20 in Game 4 and laid the dagger right on Brooks, the man refused to talk to the media and avoided all questions and interviews after the game. How ironic. You mean this guy doesn't want to do a post-game interview? But at the end of the day, you take your L and you move.
When he was calling LeBron James, oh, he did a post-game interview. Why not?
Dillon Brooks, like countless players before him, learned the hard way that he just isn't that guy. I mean, how much worse could this possibly get?
According to a new report from Sean,
Brooks is nice, though. He had like 15 a game. He was just trashed this series for some reason. I don't know why. But he was nice during the whole season, the season before. And last playoffs, he was nice. He's just a ball hog. That's the only problem I had with him. He's just a ball hog.
Told soon-to-be free agent Dillon Brooks he's not coming back to the team, quote, under any circumstances. Woo.
I take that back. This is literally the worst case of mess around and find out I've ever seen in my life. Now, I've seen players get humiliated, sent home, benched for talking too much. But in all my days, I have never seen a player, a starter in the NBA, get released because he was talking too much trash. Even his own team said, all right,
You talk too much trash, we're going to cut you, buddy.
That's enough out of you. And it's not like Brooks was a bad player.
Yo, Shaq said he going to be out the league. He can be out the league.
Mediocre.
He going to be back in China somewhere, bro, with Dwight Howard. That's what Shaq said.
For sure, but for the Grizzlies to go to this extent to make sure that he never cost them another playoff series again is actually insane. Here's the thing. If you are going to be the bad guy, a pest, the villain, you have to embrace it, and you have to accept what comes with it. Patrick Beverley is about as unapologetic as one man can be. He's insufferable, and he'd have it no other way. Draymond Green is a jerk, an instigator, and he knows it. Trae Young loves being the villain. Dillon Brooks does not. Because as a wise man once said, everybody acting tough when they're up. Now that LeBron is older, he's slowed down, he gets injured more often, can't jump as high or run as fast. Some players
He doesn't get fouls.
to think that LeBron is no longer on the do not trash talk list. That the door has opened back up and they can talk smack without consequence. But even in his ancient age, 20 years of mileage,
He's 100,000 years old. 100,000 years old.
Most feared players in the NBA, LeBron still managed
People
to
still
teach
fear
Brooks
LeBron.
a lesson he'll never forget. Some bears just ain't worth poking. Hope you all enjoyed. And as always,
Dang,
until next
Brooks! Grizzlies in 8.